as soon as Sunday. Tom, back to you.
Okay, Laura, we thank you for that. Now to the Supreme Court hearing today over that TikTok ban set to take effect in just 9 days on the eve of President-elect Trump's inauguration. The justices appearing skeptical of the social media app's request to block the ban, which will take effect unless its Chinese-owned parent company divests from the app. Savannah Sellers is at the Supreme Court for us tonight. And Savannah, what more did the justices say about this ban?
Hey there, Tom. So in short, the justices just do not seem convinced by TikTok's argument. They really went at this concept of it being an infringement on free speech rights. They don't seem to think that that's necessarily true. And especially the fact that TikTok itself is arguing that it's an infringement on its free speech rights, not just the creators who were also represented today, saying that they would be having that right violated because they couldn't post to this app and communicate on TikTok anymore. The justices also seem quite sympathetic to the real issue at hand here, which is TikTok a national security concern? Because its parent company, it's called ByteDance, has those ties to China. And the concern there is that China could manipulate the content that Americans are seeing, or also that China has access to the 170 million Americans who use the app's data. Both of those would be big concerns. There were several questions asked of the TikTok lawyers today in court. Now, for TikTok's part, one of the things that they really brought up and kind of honed in on was, why go so far? Why didn't Congress look at something less restrictive? Say a law that just officially sets in stone that it would be illegal for TikTok to share any American data with China. The court did not seem too compelled by that. So what happens from here? First of all, we are still wondering if the court could potentially decide to essentially put a pause on this ban, because right now, TikTok is on the clock. There's just 9 days until it goes into effect. What would happen in 9 days if the Supreme Court upholds this law? TikTok would either have to sell away from that parent company. They have said that's virtually impossible. Or they will face that ban in the U.S. What is that going to look like? If you already have the app, you'll stop getting updates. So it'll probably be essentially defunct within a couple months. If you don't have the app, you'll no longer be able to download it. So pretty big implications here. We'll see if the Supreme Court decides to pause. Then we'll see what happens once we have a president on the arguments heard right here today in the Supreme Court. That could come at any time. Tom, back to you.
All right, Savannah, we thank you. Savannah Sellers at the Supreme Court tonight. We're also following that dangerous winter storm slamming the South. Tonight, more than 75 million people are under a winter weather alert as heavy snow and ice caused major disruptions from Texas to Georgia. NBC's Marissa Parra has this report from Atlanta.
Tonight, a deep chill in the deep South. Snow and ice bringing travel to a grinding halt. Thousands of flights delayed or canceled from Dallas and Charlotte to Chicago, and a full morning ground stop in Atlanta. The wintry mix, just the backdrop for a scary moment for passengers on a Delta flight in Atlanta headed for Minneapolis.
Delta flight 2668 with engine failure landing.
The airline confirms there was an engine issue just before takeoff. More than 200 passengers had to use slides to deplane. The airport confirming several minor injuries.
It's not a triage.
Snow and ice are pummeling the South. Our Kathy Park is in Tennessee, where the snow is falling an inch per hour.
And what is it like seeing Broadway covered in snow right now?
Quite unexpected. We don't think snow in Nashville, ever.
People are now digging out from Texas to North Carolina, with at least 6 states under a winter weather state of emergency. 20,000 miles of Georgia's roadway salted in advance. But in the Atlanta metro area, the cars that didn't heed the warning were seen stalled and sliding, causing accidents along the interstate. In Kansas, a truck's windshield shattered by icy debris flying from a passing car, a warning for the 75 million people in the winter storm's path.
And Tom, as this storm continues to shift northeast, one thing that people here and there will have to keep in mind is everything that got rained on, all of that's going to freeze into those overnight hours. So something everyone's keeping an eye on. Power outages, downed trees, and of course, downed power lines throughout the night. So if you are in those impacted areas, please be safe. Stay home if you don't need to travel. Tom.
All right, Marissa Parra for us. Marissa, thank you. We'll have much more of our coverage of the Los Angeles wildfires just ahead. Take a look at these new satellite images just in, showing the land completely scorched. The jarring before and after pictures of where homes once stood. We'll hear from the organizations on the ground helping people who have lost everything. Stay with us.
NBC News Daily is #1 for afternoon news across all of television.
I'm Morgan Radford.
I'm Vicki Wynn.
I'm Kate Snow.
And I'm Zinklea Samwat.
What's happening around the world?
Israel's military is building up there along the border.
And what matters here at home?
New numbers are out today showing more encouraging signs for our economy.
Let's zero in on exercise. We know we're supposed to be doing it. What does it do for our health?
What needs to change for social media to be a safer place?
NBC News Daily, weekdays from 12 to 4 on NBC News Now.
Kristen Welker hosts Meet the Press every Sunday on NBC.
Still to come in the Channel 2 News.
Well, the waters are certainly receding now.
Still too close to call.
Lester Holt reporting from
Ground Zero, as it's being referred to.
It is, in fact, a taste of freedom.
The Haitian people know a little something about resiliency.
What's the biggest risk right now?
Some of the troops who have been proud.
I want to welcome you to the first presidential debate. In fact, we've been told we can't go any farther. You are some resilient folks. Let me get a hint.
Now is raw.
How hard is it to see it like this?
Our house is no longer here, but we are here.
Now is real.
Let's break down what we know and then the big questions still outstanding.
News for the generation of now is NBC News Now.
Hey there, I'm Hallie, and we are coming on the air tonight with new developments. Where does the party go next? Problem is, if they can't agree where the party went wrong, how do you even start to fix it? Economic policy and what the election means for it. Break it down, what this means for people's money. What's up? What do we know about these chemicals? How much of them are in these products? And should we be, super concerned about it or what? Let's get your take here.
Yes. I'm on with Hallie Jackson.
Hallie Jackson?
Yeah.
Hi, Senator.
I mean, it's hard to get on with Hallie Jackson.
I know.
Daily is #1 for afternoon news across all of television.
I'm Morgan Radford.
I'm Vicki Wynn.
I'm Kate Snow.
And I'm Zinklea Samwat.
What's happening around the world?
Israel's military is building up there along the border.
And what matters here at home?
New numbers are out today showing more encouraging signs for our economy.
Let's zero in on exercise. We know we're supposed to be doing it. What
Needs to change for social media to be a safer place.
NBC News Daily, weekdays from 12 to 4 on NBC News Now. Lester Holt, America's most trusted TV news anchor.
It was like our dream come true that we worked so hard to get here, and now to see it this way. I never thought I would live through something like this.
We are back now live from the Pacific Palisades, a once vibrant neighborhood now in ruins after the Palisades fire tore through an estimated 5,000 structures. Another fire, the Eaton fire in Altadena, burning across nearly 14,000 acres. You just heard from a resident there who lost everything. Officials likening what's left of that community to a war zone. Our Morgan Chesky is there in Altadena tonight, where he's been on the ground following the firefight. Morgan, tens of thousands of people are without power across Los Angeles tonight. Some of those shutdowns are intentional to prevent more fires, right, from sparking up as those winds pick up. But you and your team saw a power line explode today?
Yeah, Tom, we did just a few hours ago, in fact, and we thought we were in a safe area, but we had to move slightly because we heard the pop from a nearby power line. And then, for an unknown reason, flames began to take over the power lines. Crews were able to come in, shut down that section of the street, Tom, but it was stunning to see a fire erupt along the power lines that then at one point fell into the street. And that is why crews are still on patrol in this Eaton fire area of Altadena, because even though the majority of the massive fronts have been somewhat contained, there are still these spot fires happening from embers. And in what we witnessed, an electrical fire. And I should note here, Tom, that crews were especially cautious in how they fought it because they didn't know if the lines were still active. Tom, they had been told by the utility provider that all lines in this area had been shut down. Certainly did not appear to be the case this afternoon.
All right, Morgan Chesky for us. Morgan, we thank you for that. For more on what the greatest needs are for the people who have lost everything in the wildfires, I do want to bring in Red Cross's national spokesperson, Nicole Mall, who comes to us from outside the shelter set up at a Westwood Recreation Center. Nicole, I know you're a native of California. What has it been like for you, and what are some of the stories you've heard from the people coming to your shelter?
I mean, just to folks, right? And sometimes that's the most compassionate thing that you can do. I met a woman who's lived in Santa Monica for, gosh, she said 60 years. She shared her story, and the littlest thing that I could do was open a jar for her. And it's those micro moments that just matter. And what we're seeing here is compassionate action. Folks who had to flee from their home have a place of comfort at a Red Cross shelter.
What are the people at the shelter telling you when it comes to their biggest worries and their challenges right now?
As you can imagine, the unknown is probably one of the most difficult parts. That's why we're partnering with our local government agencies. We have mental health folks on site, spiritual care folks on site. Sometimes that's just half the battle. We understand that there is potential for a significant amount of loss for these folks, but as we're still in this early initial stage, a lot of it's just shock. And sometimes sharing a meal with someone who's been through that exact same experience for you can be lifting that burden off of your shoulders just for a moment in time.
Yeah, I can't imagine. So what resources do you need? What are you asking from the rest of the country to help the Red Cross in some way?
The scenes that folks are witnessing from across the country, I'm sure probably weigh just as heavy on the heart as they do for me. The best and fastest way to make an impact here in California is going to be by supporting our mission financially. And you can make a donation at redcross.org, or you can even become a volunteer. We know disasters don't, so you can also consider becoming a volunteer. But if you go to redcross.org, you'll be able to find a meaningful way to connect with our mission. Redcross.org, you'll be able to find a meaningful way to connect with our mission.
All right, Nicole Mall from the Red Cross. We hope people help out. We know you're doing... All right, Nicole Mall from the Red Cross. We hope people help out. We know you're doing such a great job in helping those displaced here, and there are so many. We want to show you a live look tonight right now at the Palisades fire as the sun is setting here where we are in the Palisades. This is just over the mountains there. You can see the smoky fire. This has been building over the last hour or so as firefighters are still on that fire. There's only about 10% of it contained so far. It has taken over so many acres. It's the fire that we were at earlier today, which they were finding there in Topanga, the residents fighting that fire as well. We're going to have much more from the fire zone from here in Los Angeles coming up right after this break.
The new Bearskin Hoodie 4.0 claims to be the most advanced, waterproof tactical hoodie ever made. But the real question is, does it work? This is the new Bearskin Hoodie 4.0, and it comes with its own rain jacket that zips into the hoodie for an additional 10,000 millimeters waterproof layer on the outside. The new Bearskin Hoodie comes with
spiritual soul in the building. Geyser, nature soul in the building, man. Simple. Geyser in the building. Dewy soul in the building. Smooth skin soul in the building. Fit soul in the building, man. Same for NPCs with no inner voice. Niggas they can't speak within. It's no higher consciousness. You have no connection with God, my nigga, because you a bot. Use an AI. What they call it? What is that shit called? Anandaphasia or some shit? They made, you notice every time it's some new shit, they create a new word for it. Like they name it as if it was just normal and it's always been here. Most of these people have no inner voice. I just dropped a vid telling y'all people is changing from something since 2020. It's certain shit I can't say because y'all know how they is on here. But bro, most of these people that go to Los Angeles, they not like us. They not even us. And it can be your family. Out of all the red flags, they still go there. It's just a feeding ground for the bro. It's a fallout. It's fallout in Los. You got it. People still be having these Hollywood dreams, bro. You're getting fucked, and they want y'all niggas more than anything. And they don't even like y'all bitches, bro. But y'all, but to be honest, so right now, listen, it's all type of wildfires they say going on in Los Angeles, and this is a pattern that happens so often. It's, to me, I call it scripted trauma because something is feeding off all this fear and trauma, getting stronger and stronger. That's the only way they can. Now, some people going around talking about people saying it's they blaming Mexicans for fireworks. Now you might start seeing footages of Mexicans or something lighting fireworks. They also talking about they blaming the homeless. Because y'all know all Los Angeles is just filled with homeless niggas. Straight food. Homeless everywhere. And y'all still... Bro, if you from out of the country and you go to Los Angeles, bro, or Cali in general, why... You gonna think like, bro, what the... You ain't gonna see none of those tents and shit on all those movies, but soon as you go there, it's tents everywhere. Everybody homeless. City of Dreams? No. City of Demons. City of Angels? No. Everybody. It's nothing but a negative aura. It's always been negative there. People going there to live out their dreams. And then, bro, all y'all become food. They need y'all homeless there. I hope y'all know y'all perfect for rituals, sacrifices. They might give you a little bit of money. How come family members always, young niggas, go to Cali and come back crackheads or just different? Nigga, they probably got sacrificed, nigga. You think them the homeless motherfuckers there for no reason? And I'm about to get deep into these notes because I'm going to be honest with y'all. This shit is funny. But most homeless people is used for food, sacrifices, and rituals in California. That's why they still there. They're needed. They have a purpose. They purpose was always, they motherfuckers got homeless tenant condos down there, tents everywhere. Bro, so listen, people blaming lasers. Now y'all gonna start seeing footage of people showing y'all. I've been seeing footage of this years ago of some type of high advanced technology lasers. But I don't know what the fuck it is. But people saying it's the lasers that's doing it. It's the lasers. It's the homeless. It's this. It's that. But we been told y'all to get the fuck up out of Cali. Now y'all motherfuckers gotta walk around with gas masks. It's a fallout there.
Never, ever, ever seen anything like this. I've been living here for 6 years. There's so much smoke that it is blocking the sun. You can actually see it.
It's like a motherfucking Cali has been nuked. Now listen, they said it's wildfires going on and they shut the water off, so they wasn't even trying to put the shit out. Don't that sound planned to y'all? And Trump ain't even here. We gotta wait till January 20th. It's getting started. They talking about the National Guard was not helping. They said the State Guard was not helping. They even said the mayor of Los Angeles cut the firefighter funding by $17.6 million just months ago. Now this happened? That's tough. My nigga. So don't that sound planned? I'm about to cut the funding. Now y'all got... Oh, yeah, they also said this can be one of the biggest... They said this could be one of the biggest wildfire budgets, like the most expensive wildfire in U.S. history. That's crazy. Everything started just getting so crazy when Trump get ready to come in. This motherfucker bring war. He brings so much destruction. He's that perfect peace because so many people believe in him. That's tough. Listen, y'all. So listen, they said this is gonna be one of the most expensive wildfires in U.S. history, and they blaming homeless people. They blaming every fucking body, but what's right in front of them. You have to get out of Cali. You have to. Even if it's temporary. From now to 2030, it's going to be destruction. It's just cloaked with Hollywood. It's cloaked with celebrityism and fame. But none of, bro, right underneath the surface, it's a spiritual war going on, bro. Right now, something is feeding off all that. There's entities, bro, involved with this. This ain't just no physical shit. They don't care about y'all, bro. This is what y'all got to understand. Now, look. A lot of people saying, how was it a wildfire? And it was a cool day. It's been cool. It's winter storms coming. I'm about to get to that. But it's been a cool day. All of a sudden, you got all these wildfires. On a cool day, it ain't hot at all. I don't know. A lot of people talking about they doing all this to transport all these people to smart cities. People be saying all type of shit. Because remember, y'all know Trump said he bringing these smart cities. Who would want to live in them? Who knows? Maybe people who got the shots. I don't know. I don't know who would want to live under anything with these motherfuckers. They not like us. Been telling y'all this. But dude, like I told y'all, most of these people don't have an inner voice. So they go off programming. They gonna get every shot. They gonna go to every predictive trauma. They still got Hollywood dreams, even though Diddy and everything is right in front of them, waiting on y'all. They can't connect with nothing higher. Now you know what an NPC is, and they always been here. It ain't just no play. It's real. They living amongst you, mating with your bitch ass. They mating with you. Nigga, fucking your bitch. They right with you. They just can't take the sun, and they ain't us. They don't get the same energy, vibration, the same knowledge, the downloads we get. They can't connect with nothing more. This is them. They like those robots that be on the motherfucking movies that start questioning their own reality. What am I? That's them. They don't know it's no connection. Most of them is in Cali. Nothing you think going on in Cali is what you really see. It ain't got nothing to do with getting rid of anybody. Bro, they need y'all there. You about to see more tents. You about to see way more tents now, my guy. Now listen. Also, it's a winter storm right around the corner. And a lot of y'all, this is why we've been telling y'all to stock up on food, especially now since January 20th coming. And Trump talking about tariffs and all this different stuff. We don't know what's going to happen, but basically he talking about taking the power back from these countries. You know, we got Temu, TikTok, all these different apps, Shein, that come from these different countries, and we be buying and buying. He talking about fucking up all that. With the food, he talking about just bringing a lot of stuff. I don't get into politics because I don't trust none of them. But I don't know, but I still want to stay stocked up and prepared for anything because prices can go up. Or it can go down. Who knows? But he come in on the 20th. Right now, they talking about it's a massive winter storm on its way to the U.S. And it could be power outages. I'm in Arizona, so I'm chilling. We be getting dust storms and shit. That's about it. But I told you, I'm in Egypt. I'm chilling. Now, look. A lot of y'all may or may not really be affected. But it might be some winter storm type rain. And they was talking about Texas, y'all always getting affected by bush. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all got some good prices down there, but it's always something in Texas, bro. And y'all right here by me. That's why y'all got some big, good houses and good nature, but it's always some bullshit with nature down there with y'all. Y'all always going through some type of hurricane, some type of destruction. But they was talking about it could be moderate heavy rain in Texas, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Arkansas. So a lot of y'all may not be paying attention to this because y'all know how this matrix is. It's a lot of distractions. But, bro, stuff could be rolling y'all way. Look at all these people in Cali. Yesterday, they was probably watching the Lakers game just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling. Today, they woke up, nigga, they can't even breathe. Now y'all got to walk outside with gas masks. Or you don't know what you taking in now. If I'm a celebrity, I'm getting the fuck up out of Cali. If I got another place somewhere, I'm out of there for probably for a year. Y'all breathing in all those different toxics, those metals, those nanos, all type of stuff is coming into y'all aura field. Now they starting to talk about, they bringing up this bird shit. They starting to bring up a lot of stuff, and I'm seeing it. It's like a pattern. And everything always start taking place right in January. And now Trump on the way. Oh my gosh. Y'all get prepared. The last thing I want to say about Cali before I wrap this video up. Once again, it is not a flex in 2025 to still be going to California as if you got some type of Hollywood dream. Especially while everybody getting exposed in Hollywood. You got all type of files, stuff getting leaked. We know about the parties now, bruh. Everybody know. So when a person talking about, oh, and they trying to go to this and they made it to what? Nigga, you about to get fucked. Did y'all just hear about the bit on FSN? It was a girl, what's her name? It's a woman on FSN right now, I forgot her name. But she got exposed for basically sleeping her way to the top. That's normal in Hollywood and stuff. But she slept her way to the top, and she said if she ever got exposed or caught, she was going to say that she been raped. Y'all look this up. It's a host on FSN, on Fox Sports Net. Go look that up. A lot of y'all probably heard about it. Probably y'all haven't. But that's why I laugh when people talk about they got an industry thought, or this ain't even got nothing to do with it, but it's funny. Like, we know what these people going through when they kids coming up on Disney. We know what they going through. We know what they going through now all throughout Hollywood. Hey, y'all better leave Beyonce alone. I told y'all, leave her alone. She coming for dreams. But anyway, it's a war on your mind. It's a war on your consciousness. Don't be like these people who don't have nothing with them, because they going to pull you, distract you. They going to pull you this way, pull you that way. It could be your bro that you've been hanging with for the longest. Try to get him to tap in. I bet he can. Or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Try to get them to tap in. Talk about something that really matters to you, that's serious going on. And watch how easy it is for them to drift off doing shit that don't matter. It's a fucking bot. They even naming the bots now. They creating names for people with no inner voice. They NPCs. They are not us. I don't give a fuck what you say. If you can't say I love me with them without talking, you need sound. You can't say that. How can you even do affirmations? How can you speak with God? How can you speak with Jesus? Anything within yourself? It's nothing there. Which means you got to be programmed by everything in the physical. You're not us. Get out of Cali. You've been warned. Get away from water if you can. Temporary. You better get some Airbnbs. You better do something. You've been warned, and you've been getting warned since 2020. Get out of Cali. It's toxic down there. If you spiritual, you're on a high vibration right now. You're breathing in a lot of toxins right now. It's simple. You got to get out of there. Take care of yourself, man. I love y'all. Spiritual soul signing out, bro.
Satan's power is expired.
Yes, sir.
His educational system, his economic system, his political system, it's expired.
Most
This is the foam grip that doesn't suck. No other foam grip can do this, and...
One day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and the fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a fucking thing we can do about it.
And Wiley's Chilada.
I felt like it could fall apart at any moment. It was always like, I was always waiting for the next earthquake or the next fire. I was evacuated 3 times from my house from fires. Yeah. Last one, 2 houses in front of my house burnt to the ground. Right in front of my house.
What the f?
Yeah, the wildfires were crazy.
Yeah, it's scary, right?
Scary. When you see them coming, you know, I came home from the Comedy Store, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and me and my wife were looking out the window at the fire coming over the hill. And we made an early call. We said, look, if we're wrong, we'll come back. The house is still here. But let's just get the out of here now. I'm like, that's too close. They weren't evacuating yet. I'm like, let's get out of here. And so we got all of our shit, and we got a hotel in Beverly Hills. And then next thing you know, it swept through our neighborhood.
That's horrible.
It burnt 40 houses in my neighborhood.
Jesus Christ.
Dude, it's crazy. It was weird, man. And when you see the walls of flame that are from the left to the right, everywhere you can see is flames. You see houses going up. It's spooky, man. It's spooky like a horror movie. I talked to a fireman once. He was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind and fire's going to start in the right place and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean and there's not a thing we can do about it. I go, really? He goes, yeah, we just get lucky. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it. Because these fires are so big, dude. When they're talking about like thousands of acres that are burning simultaneously with like 40-mile-an-hour winds. And the wind's just blowing embers through the air, and those embers are landing on roofs, and those houses are going up, and they're landing on bushes, and those bushes are going up, and everything's dry. And once it happens in a way where it's so spread out that there's nothing they can do. There's nothing they can do.
You just have to evacuate, right?
Nothing.
Uncharted territory here. Hello?
Time to brawl.
Huh?
Let's play!
For Ghana, before the fire started, Fong argues there were plenty of public
Show those fire trucks going up Carson. That thing is flaring up. That fire is flaring up over there in Brentwood. Yeah, you're a firefighter. Yeah, David, we're just, I'm sorry, we're doing a couple things at once here. You got a whole bunch of fire trucks now making their way up Carson Avenue, a welcome sight for the residents who live in this neighborhood. Hopefully they have evacuated or were not home, but now these firefighters can start protecting those structures if this fire continues to spread to the west. In the meantime, we're more focused at the moment to the south as the fire, the leading edge of this fire, is continuing to create spot fires, albeit not at the same pace as it was about an hour ago. I'm losing track of time, but you can see that the forward progress is slowing. It has not stopped. There are new fires starting as we speak. In fact, that patch of trees right there near the bottom of your screen, that's a brand new fire, and it is even closer to Vista Street and closer to Franklin Avenue. However, if you look at this shot, the winds have slowed down ever so slightly. You can see the smoke blowing, but not exactly at the same clip as a little bit earlier. And maybe that is helping out the situation quite a bit. But in the meantime, it is still spotting, it is still blowing. They are still dropping water on this fire, trying to cut it off at the pass, essentially. But this entire neighborhood still should be leaving right now. I think the concern is very much alive. However, the forward progress is slowing. They have dropped a lot of water on the fire, but that leading edge, that group of flames right there,
Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias,
is very unpredictable and is still at risk of spreading throughout this neighborhood, potentially. But don't take any chances. Definitely heed the warnings. All right. Another flare up. Just keep the camera on as we fly away. We're leaving now. Yep, I see that. That's a palm tree. Ten-4. Yep. Look at that. That's definitely flaring, right? Really? Really? Can we kind of cut it off just to kind of take a peek on the way home?